speaking of daylight, everybody in the chat, I want you guys to hear this shit. So I got 2 code violations on my house. I got a letter in the mail. 2 code violations on my house, by the way. And if I ignore these code violations, then it goes to court. Now, it sounds kind of crazy, right? Whatever, fuck it. Let me explain this to you real quick. So these 2 code violations I got. One, the first code violation says you cannot dump pollutants on the ground unless it's stormwater. What they're referring to is my garden hose that I use to drain the stormwater, very important word, off of my pool cover. That's it. It's with the exception of stormwater, yet I'm getting a code violation for draining stormwater. And also, I can just put the garden hose up. It's not like even attached to anything. I just fucking roll it up. What the fuck? Anyways, second code violation is I have a pipe that comes out of my house under my deck. What is this pipe, guys? This pipe, okay, this pipe is a relief pressure valve for my hot water heater. Yes, it literally drips water when it gets too hot. That's what it does. Now, I do think the valve is bad because it's been dripping more than usual, but still, it's within the Alabama code. Like I looked up the code, and you can let it pour as long as it leads to outside. And apparently, the code says I have a leaky pipe that needs to be fixed unless it's working as designed, which it is. So that's the second code. So I have to call up to this place and be like, hey, I have 2 bogus ass code. What the fuck's happening? Why is this happening? So yeah, or it goes to court. By the way, it's against the 4th Amendment of the Alabama Constitution for someone to come on your property, come under your deck, and inspect your house without being invited. But we'll just ignore that shit. And speaking of ignore that shit, holy
Christ. I need to be friends with Trent Westbrook.
Sexiest, fattest super chat we've gotten this entire year is Trent Westbrook. 5 Ferraris in a row. Rogue One and Andor have been my favorite Star Wars since the Mouse Invasion. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I haven't watched Andor because I've been afraid to watch it.
Same, but dude, Drinker told me it was solid. I talked to Drinker like 2 weeks ago. He said it was solid. I've talked to a few people who said it was solid, but no one watched it because they're fucking jaded. Damn. Speaking of damn Star Wars, Trent, I love you. I appreciate you. Holy shit. That is 300 from Fat Milk. Immediately. One super chat.
One super chat I thought was $500. Once turned out it was pesos.
Trent Westbrook. I love you, dude. I appreciate you. You are goated. You are the man. I am not worthy. I do not deserve that shit, but I'm so thankful. Small ass creators like me, like that shit goes so far. And you know, dude, we've talked about this in private. It goes far. It really helps me out. So I love you and I appreciate you. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Kiss to the penis. Maybe I'm an asshole, but I want to see in shape, beautiful people in movies, not average looking people I can see at Walmart. That's what I'm talking about, Stephanie. Get your fat ass out of here. I want abs and ass cheeks. All right.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Unless they're, no, dude, you're like 70. You're legally allowed to be like a bearded, like thick.
You just said I was 70?
Yeah. But yeah, no, like when I'm talking about, man, when I watch a movie and the female protagonist in the movie and she's like 24, she better be like, I have abs. Because if she's 400 pounds and she's rock climbing, dude, I watched a movie recently. It was called something. It's these 2 girls, they get stuck on a radio tower. It was a pretty fun movie, actually. It was like low budget and they captured the heights well. Because I'm kind of afraid of weird heights like that. Not afraid of really high heights, but like manageable heights freak me out. Like anything above 30 and like 1,000 feet, like in that range, I'm freaking the fuck out.
Oh wow, so, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I can't like climb shit. So it's called Fall. Yeah. So these 2 girls climbed this radio tower, and they're using only upper body strength when they're rock climbing, right? Like this. Yeah. And neither of them have any muscle mass, and one of them's just kind of fat. And I'm like, how the absolute fuck are they doing? Oh, it's a movie. Every girl that goes bouldering at the bouldering gym next to my gym their upper back is fucking potato. They're like, boom, every one of them. But these girls in the movie are flabby and goofy. Now, granted, it was a great movie, though. I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Well, see, that's the thing that oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I said there is the muscle mass thing that people don't think. Oh, these little small wiry things. I dated this girl first year in college, very briefly. She was in Seattle, so I was like jump on a bus or whatever to go up to Seattle, hang out with her there. And the first time that I met her, it was like she was this little tiny thing. I'm gonna pick you up, and she's like, "Don't do it." I'm gonna pick you up. She's like, "Yeah, don't do it." And I grabbed her, and I just about blew a disc in my back because she would just weigh like a ton. I'm like, holy crap! How does a girl like you do? Where is? And she's, she was like a runner-up to the runner-up for the U.S. Olympic swim team. It was all just these swimmer muscles. She was just tiny little thing that weighed about 1.5 tons of just solid muscle.
I've been training this girl at the gym for like a year, right? Somebody asked about HOA. It is not an HOA. It is the city code enforcement office for my city. It's not a homeowners association.
Was it a woman's signature on that? Has she seen the CAMELcast? Oh, well, maybe he's seen CAMELcast.
Somebody asked who reported me to the enforcement officer. My neighbors. So my neighbor is selling their house. They sold it within 3 days, went through closing, then they failed their inspection. You want to know how they failed in their inspection? There is mold in their crawl space. So they're blaming my dripping relief valve from 50 yards away as the reason they have mold in their crawl space. So they reported me to the city.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace that valve because it's not supposed to be dripping anyway. I'm going to replace the valve. I already have it. I'm going to replace that valve. I already put my water hose up. It's a fucking water hose. And I'm going to call and be like, hey, this is all fixed. Can you remove this, please? Thank you. And then they're going to fail their next inspection and they're going to be like, I don't understand. I'm like, yeah, eat my ass.
CAMELOT, dropping property values everywhere he goes.